Welcome back. Welcome back. It's Hani the Podcast. We got Chef Denis Hernandez today. I'm so excited to have you here today. I'm just stoked. First and foremost, D&D Smoked Eats in Breslau, Ontario.
Yep.
How did you get here? Why are you here? Like the cutest little shop on a main road, right?
Yep.
Great traffic.
Yep.
Yeah. Authentic. Like I've never seen something like this before.
Yeah.
What about you? Like, introduce yourself. Who are you?
Well, you said it. Denis Hernandez. Just been cooking in the industry in the region for a while now, actually. Just trying to bring that style of food to a more broader market.
What is that style of food, though?
So what we do here basically is just smoke all our meats in house. We make the majority of the stuff here. It's just what I really wanted to do. The reason for this was to be able to bring the way that we prepare food and not charge what we charge for food.
Yeah.
Right. So, when something that we takes 14 hours to make in any kitchen, I'd probably be charging $40 to $50 for that plate. Here, our menu items, nothing's over $21. Right. So that was always my intention, was to bring that quality of food, but bring it to more of the masses so that everyone gets a chance to try. Right. Like we make our own sour cream, right? Making our mayos and all that stuff. Most people don't realize it, but I think it's also a thing of just wanting to bring that to more broader audience.
Yeah, let's take a step back. Why people want to know why you make all these things? Tell them about like coming up. Like, how did you get into this industry? Not just the ownership portion of it. Like, how did you get into culinary itself?
So culinary, it's funny how it can happen. Honestly, I was at home. I was, I think, 19 years old. I'd finished high school, and I was just going down the worst path. And I'm just like, okay, I need to get out of this town where I'm from because it's not going to go well the way I'm going. I know that for a fact. And I remember internet, 2005, 2006, people's houses were getting them more often.
Yeah.
Dial-up wasn't as dominant anymore. I just remember scrolling, like, what can I apply to? What courses are out there? And culinary management came up.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I had no experience at all in food. I didn't know anything about cooking. Honestly, I had nothing.
Zero.
I was a fan of like alfaghettis. I love Chef Boyardee ravioli, right? Those are the things.
Yeah.
But I always grew up around it because of my parents and my mom, my aunt, my uncle, like all that sort of stuff. So food's always been around, obviously. It's just I had no knowledge of anything. So I applied, I remember, and I got accepted into Niagara College. And
Niagara.
Yeah.
Big time.
Yeah, it was good in 2006 or 7. But I got accepted. And I remember going out there and I had to lie because everyone's like, yeah, I've done a year here. I've worked here. And I just remember hearing this one guy say he worked at Sheridan Hotel.
Yeah.
And people were like, yeah, where have you worked before? I'm like, oh, I've done one job at Sheridan Hotel.
Yeah. You're just like, I got to keep up with this. I don't want people to think.
Well, it's funny because I remember going into our demo classes and seeing you get a book and it has all the recipes. You have to finish that recipe by a certain time. That's what the demos were. And I remember reading words that I had never seen before. And you know what? What always will stick is we had to make a vegetable soup and the word said puree. So 19 years old, I still didn't even know what the word puree meant. And I remember when people got to that step and just watching what they were doing, they would all go grab the hand blender.
So you were like, I know what to do.
Now I know what to do because I'd have to watch what people did. Right? So it was just I just threw myself into it.
That's such a cool skill, though, to like observe and like implement or observe and like try to mimic.
But also making sure you don't get caught in a lie. Right? Like that was the other thing too. I was always nervous about like who's watching me, but nobody was watching me.
It was just you watching you.
And everyone else to make sure that I was following the proper step. Yeah. Right? So like even toasting aromatics. Never saw that in my life. Right? So I'm just like, why are they toasting pepper?
Yeah.
I don't understand. But I would do it too. Right? And then I remember people asking me, hey, did you toast this and this? I'm like, oh, I absolutely did. But I never did. But I just did because I thought it was the right answer. So the whole first 3 months was just lying and just trying to catch up and keep up with everybody else.
I'm so sorry. That is one of the hardest things to keep up, a lie.
Yeah. Right? But as I started just to love it more and more every day that I went in, then I just started again. Internet was a lot easier access. So then I started just doing more research on my own time, right? And then I'd see what we would have to do for the next week. I'd go online and I'd look up, like, what does this mean? What does that mean? And then I just started going into classes more confident with what I had read, but never executed it personally.
Yeah.
Right. But then again, just watching everybody. And I still think that's a skill today.
That's
like,
a huge skill,
watch, right? A lot of guys, from what I'm seeing, it's changed so much where they'll just see something in YouTube and believe, like, that is the right way. But I always find someone right beside you is such a different thing.
Yeah.
Because it's like your way of doing it, kind of. I don't know. But yeah, today in kitchens, like, that's the thing. That's the one thing I'm fortunate about. I've always been an observer. I've always watched what people are doing. I'm always looking at what they're up to. And like, when you run a kitchen and you have a staff of 20, you have to see what everybody's doing.
I need to know.
Yeah.
I need to know
what
you're doing.
And the best is when they try to lie to you.
Yeah.
And you've been watching that they're not doing how you want things done, right? But yeah, so that's how I got into the industry.
My favorite question is, why are we doing this right now? Like, what are we working on?
Yeah.
And then be like, I'm doing this. And I'm like, are we though? Is this what the recipes say?
Yeah.
And so in my workplace, we have recipes, we have specs, we have weights. By the time it gets to the plate, what it should look like, what it feels like, how many ounces, how many grams.
Yep.
Just to eliminate waste, right? Just trying to stay sustainable and all that stuff. But like, that's where cooking is going towards, like, these younger folk or these beautiful human beings I get to learn from every day. It's like, they need to know everything. So it's a challenge almost. Whereas like when we were growing up, it was just like, I'm going to look over your shoulder. I'm going to mimic that. And then hopefully it tastes the same as yours.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so think about that now. Like, think about that, like being in a la carte or being an executive chef or being a chef de cuisine. Like, tell me that journey for you, because you're different now. You're an owner now. You're owner, chef owner, right?
So my journey to that position?
Yeah.
Was it's funny to say, it was all lies. And the reason it was lies is because I always looked up to certain chefs in certain areas and I just wanted to be like them. And I just remember I was in Niagara and I had worked I did a season at Peller, and then I came back to KW and I worked at, it was Caesar Martinis. And I remember seeing their menu and I'm like, oh, they have lamb on the menu. I'm like, I'm going real high end. It was just lamb. But I remember the first time I got the sous chef job and I went to a place in St. Catharines. And I just said, I won't take the job unless I'm sous chef.
Yeah.
But it was funny because it was only a one-man kitchen.
Oh.
So I got the job, right? Because there's only 2 people now.
That's perfect.
Right? But then from there, like, my first chef job, I remember, was actually in Woodstock. And the way I actually got that job was because the chef that I was working under went missing. Yeah, he just stopped showing up. And then I remember that they just gave me the position.
That's terrifying, right? A little bit, eh?
It was, yeah, for sure. Especially because that restaurant at that time, it just had opened, and it was just like any other restaurant when it opens, usually. It was just crazy, crazy, crazy. And then I remember taking that job, and I didn't really learn much. It was more like I failed, just because I was not in a position to be running anything that was making that volume.
Yeah.
Right. So it was just winging it again and just lying, thinking I knew what I was doing. What really got me to learn a lot is when I left that and I came back to the city here, and I worked actually under some pretty awesome experienced chefs here.
Okay.
Right. And then from there, I started to see what they were doing, right? How their notepads were always with them. They were always writing things down, or they were always measuring things like that I had never done before. And then after doing that for 3-4 years, the thing with me was that I jumped around a lot. And it was due to 2 reasons. First of all, it was just because I enjoyed partying too much.
Yeah.
Way too much.
Can relate.
Right? Yeah. So my problem was that I would go into a job, I would do my 3 months, I would do great because it's my first 3 months, I don't want to be fired.
Yeah.
And then after that, once my 3 months were up, I started just falling into my old habits.
Yeah.
Right? So, 3 months is up, get paid, and then I'd call in sick. Right. And then 2 weeks later, because I was broke on Monday from spending all my money for my Friday paycheck, I would be awesome. And then I'd get paid again in 2 weeks. And then I'd fall back. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
it was a cycle almost.
100%.
Yeah.
100% it was. And if I wasn't not at work, it's because I didn't have money.
Yeah.
But if I was getting paid, more than likely I wasn't showing up for my shifts after that paycheck. Right. So I jumped around quite a bit for 3, 4, 5 years. But I was so fortunate that the chefs that took me in were just chefs that had worked for great chefs.
Yeah.
So that's where my experience really started coming in. And in the city, like Dan McCowan, right? Terry Salmon, Jimmy Booter, Derek Vaught, like there's so many chefs I got to work for. And that's just a few that just came up.
Yeah.
So many more. Darnell Gregg was another wicked one I got to. Aaron Klein. I could go on. And these are guys that I got to work with, right? So once I started to work for them, then my confidence really grew in, okay, I think I'm prepared to take a head chef job now, right?
Yeah. Like, how many years after that Sue position did you? So it was Sue then head chef, or Sue then there was like a few steps between?
Oh no, it was from Sue out in St. Catharines. I remember I got hired at Charcoal Steakhouse just as a line cook, and I rode that there. I think I stayed there for a couple of years, which was impressive for me at that time, right? Like I'm still blown away today. I lasted that long, but that place for me was probably the biggest stepping stone in my career, just in the fact that it's such a huge volume, but with the chefs that were working in there, attention to detail was a lot. I don't know what it's like now, and I'm not saying I have no idea, but the guys that I worked for there, the chefs that I was working for there, it was insane to make sure that every dish looked great with the volume of people they do. Charcoal Steakhouse, and even today, is insane. It's insane how busy. That's a machine, right? But
well-oiled machine.
Yeah, for sure. To be around for whatever amount of time. But
consistency.
Yeah.
Consistency.
And I remember a chef telling me, and this is where your confidence grows, and you need to be with this with cooks today. And I remember him, I'm like, Chef, I'm like, why are you adding so much onto my station? He's like, because I know you're working there. And that made me feel so good of like, okay, I'm kind of pissed off because he's making my station harder, but he's confident that I can execute what he's adding onto my menu or to my station, right? So on there, I was entremet. But anyway, I don't want to get into how charcoal runs. But so yeah, for a few years, I realized like, okay, well, first I can't get a job or keep a job. So I'm going to jump around and try to find where I can. Eventually that will run out because everywhere's going to know like, oh, yeah. So then from there, I ended up going to London, actually. That's right. And then that's where I got a sous chef job that I stayed for a while. And then from that sous chef job, that's when I went to Woodstock, and that's where that whole thing happened.
Yeah.
And then from Woodstock, I came back to the region, and then what was that? Yeah. And then from there, I went back to London. And it was all about because of me not able to keep a job, right? So your reputation just gets worse and worse and worse.
And why do you feel like because you couldn't keep a job because of where you were at your headspace, or? Oh,
it was strictly due to my alcohol.
Yeah.
Like that's the legit main reason right there.
Yeah. Thanks for like being vulnerable. Like that's huge.
Well,
like
you come to a point in your life where you can't hide it either, and you don't want to mask it, right? Like you need to be honest and say, I have a problem with this. And I didn't at that time know that I did. I thought it was just, I'm Denis Hernandez. I'll never run out of a job.
I love that.
That's not how it works. You will run out of a job at some point, right?
Yeah.
And then, so all of that moving around. And then what happened was in 2018, right? Some serious stuff happened with my drinking where I decided like, okay, it's time to, now I know I have a problem.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget, 2 weeks after saying like, I'm done drinking, I'm done, I need help, whatever. And this was where my life turned around completely was, well, first my faith in God changed.
Yeah.
Right. Because I knew that I needed something to help me through this wild life I live.
Being. Yeah.
Right. And I call God.
Yeah.
Right. Call it whatever you want. This is what I do.
Of course.
Right. And then from there is where I really, really got my first head chef job, where my mind was a lot more clear. And that was at S&V, Swine and Vine.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So Swine and Vine on Lancaster. And I'm forever grateful for Jill and Micah Sadler because they took the chance on me knowing my past. Right? And if they hadn't taken that chance on me, my career would not have gone to where it is because they truly had faith and believed in my capabilities. Even though at that time I didn't have it in myself because I was just getting off of my craziness of lifestyles.
Yeah, you were just building yourself back up.
Trying to get my life together.
Yeah.
I just had a daughter. I was just an unreliable person, all these things. So here I am joining a company that, and Jill and Micah are just great entrepreneurs, right? So to be working for them is a little bit intimidating because you're just like, well, they got their life so together. I don't have shit together. But that was all lies because they didn't know about any of this stuff with me.
Yeah.
Right? So once I worked for them, that's where everything changed in my career, right? Just having their backup and just supporting and believing and anything. Yeah, they were just always right there. And then I stayed with them for a couple years, right? We went from the Lancaster location, a little shop, then we went to Uptown Waterloo. And then from there, I ended up in Stratford. And Stratford was a mind-blowing experience.
It's crazy out there. It's awesome. Like, I loved it there.
Yeah, it's awesome out there. So I'd always had jobs, right, of running kitchens.
Where were you in Stratford at that time?
So that one, we opened up 23 Restaurant Lounge.
Yeah.
Right? That one, unfortunately...
Was that downtown?
Yeah.
Okay,
right
I know
on Albert Street.
Yeah.
And that one, unfortunately, didn't work out in the end, just due to some things in that area there. But... So that one, yeah, that was an experience in its own, and that was great because that's where I got an opportunity to be one of the guest Canadian chefs at the Stratford Chef School.
Perfect. Yeah.
Right. So it was a great experience, but again, your ego can get in the way, right? So I'm like, all right, here's Denis Hernandez again. I can get a job wherever I want. And then I remember, from there, I went to Paris and Ontario.
Yeah, of course.
Right. Yeah. So and then I worked there for a bit. And then
was that a little shop or
it was called
how many seats?
The Paris Beer Co.
Yeah, how many seats?
Oh, it probably had at least 80.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, so it wasn't a bad size. I'm gonna assume it was about 80, but this place was insanely busy.
Yeah.
Like from open to close, nonstop, like just insane and go. But it was a lot different style food.
That wasn't the caliber of food you like to cook.
It wasn't that it wasn't, because they were still making majority in everything we were doing in house.
Yeah.
It was just too much expectations for the kitchen was the size of like this.
Yeah.
And they want us to do 300 to 400 a day. It's like, we got to be a little realistic in these areas, right? Of what, but for somehow they make it work. So good for them. But, then from there, I came back here and then I stayed here for a bit. And then last year was the last time where I said I'll work for anybody.
Last year?
Yeah.
What was that breaking point? Not breaking point, but what was that point where realization came into play and you're like, I'm done giving this so freely. I want it for myself.
Well, two things. First was I didn't want to be an absent dad.
Oh.
Right? The honest truth. Yeah. So I know people are going to be like, well, you run your own business. For me, I'm fortunate where I get to be home for dinner. Yeah. And that was the main thing, right? Like not being home for breakfast, not being home for lunch, not being home for dinner, maybe seeing my kids 1 out of 7 days. It's just you come to a point where I'm going to miss all this, right? And I don't want to anymore.
Yeah.
Right? So I knew somehow like this will happen. And again, this is where my faith and trust in God comes in, right? Where just knowing that he'll take care of me. And if it's meant to, it will happen.
That's so powerful. Not a lot of people are willing to risk their like bread and butter on that. Like I'm not saying I don't want to like touch religion, but like in general, like people taking a risk on themselves. There's not a lot of people that do that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's also the faith in God, right? Yeah. For me. Yeah. So knowing that I have him above me, watching over me, taking care of me. So if it's not meant to be, it's not going to happen. If it is, it will.
And did the program did you go into AA or did you
so I did do
recover on your own?
No, 12-step recovery
12-step
for
recovery,
sure. Right? Because I need because I needed to. I tried everything on my own. Yeah. Right. And I couldn't do it. I could not do it. There's no way. So this is what got me more ahead. And when I became open with it, I noticed the respect started coming back. Right? People did start to respect me again. Well, in my eyes, they did. I don't know personally, but I could feel that, right? And I could see, and also people even that were struggling were like, good for you. Can you help me?
Yeah.
What do I need to do? Yeah. And that's what I think we need to do is just guide others, right? That need help. Because you don't want to admit that you have a problem. Who does?
Never.
Right? Never. You don't. I don't. I didn't.
You can conquer the world on
yeah. Right? So today, it's just like, don't be embarrassed by it. Don't be shy about it, man. Like, we all have struggles. You know, one's this, one's that. Mine's alcohol.
It almost makes you stronger for, like, acknowledging that dark side and, like, approaching it differently than the regular person. Because I know I'm familiar with this lovely program as well.
Yeah.
And so being who I am now, opposed to who I was before. And so I just always talk about it freely, like it's almost in my language, like one day at a time.
Yeah.
And this too shall pass. Yeah. Like there's so many moments like this too shall pass, you know?
Yeah.
And so it's really cool. I've seen, like, I've been watching your journey, not to be a stalker or anything, but like I've always had you on Instagram and I've always had mutual friends with you. So I've seen you hop around a lot and I didn't know the reason behind it. And if I didn't know that what you're telling me today, I just thought you were afraid of commitment. Like,
Oh yeah.
like I would hear that you're at this restaurant this year and this restaurant next year.
Yeah.
And so you always kept moving.
Yeah. And again, that was due to, like my journey hasn't been a perfect journey. I've had obviously fallbacks in it, right? And there's enough people out there, especially in this region, that can say, yeah, they've been around me during my fallbacks. But that was another problem, right? It's just my ego, right? My ego, like they were, no, I want this on the menu. Like, who are you to tell me what to put on the menu? You're my fucking boss. You're the owner. You pay me. You need to tell me what you want. Like, what can I say?
I cut the check.
Yeah, right. Like, how am I to tell you? No, I'm not doing what you want me to do when you pay me.
Yeah.
Right. And when you're, a very selfish, like I am selfish person, especially when I'm in the middle of, like, of active addiction, nothing will ever, like, how do I say it? I'll never want to do what you want if it doesn't benefit me.
Yeah.
Ever. Right. So that's where jumping around happened a lot too. Somebody would say, oh, I didn't like your dish. Well, fuck you then. Why am I here? I don't need to be here. And then I'd leave.
Yeah.
Right. Rarely did I ever get fired, especially in the last 5-6 years.
Yeah.
I don't even think I did. But my ego got so in the way where I would leave jobs because they didn't, just the stupidest shit.
You didn't feel valued.
No, because it was so selfish. If nobody was praising Denis Hernandez, I don't need to work for you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you better praise me if you want me to work for you. Who am I? So last year at that point, like I said, was my kids was the number one reason. And the second was just to do me, right? Like, just to do me, just to be able to honestly just do what I want.
Yeah.
Right. I had a good friend of mine, Dan Dean, my old business partner. And Dan was always, we've been talking about this for like 10 years of something like this. And we first started, I remember my son was just born. He's 10 now. My son had, maybe anyway. And Dan was like, yo, let's just get a food truck. Let's do something. Let's do something. So for 10 years, we've been on and off talking about this. And then this place came up for sale because I knew Flippin, right? Or I know Flippin. And he was the one who had it previous to this. And Dan and I were just like, fuck, do we just do it? And
just went for it.
Dan's like, let's fucking do it. So I'm like, let's do it. Right? Yeah, let's just jump on. Let's just do it. And that's where we got to here, right? And it's been nothing but a blessing, right? Obviously, there is hard times. Being a business owner is so different than running a kitchen, right? It's just two different worlds, right?
Different machines.
100%. And
in what senses, though?
Just where money is so much more fragile when you're an owner.
But when you're invested in when you're invested in your kitchens that you work in, then you take that ownership too.
100%.
Yeah.
But you also know that if some mistakes happen, it's not your pocket.
It is your pocket. Because at the end of the day, there's a yearly review. There is all those moments that add up.
When you work for a bigger, larger corporate company, there is all that.
Yeah.
When you don't, there isn't that. You used to work for a small business, you're probably not going to be doing all those yearly reviews and all this and this and this and this. All you're going to see is, did we make money? Did we lose money? That's mainly what we care about, right? From my experience in it. I've never worked for a huge corporate bill, nothing. I've never in my career. So when we get into conversations about certain things, I'm a little bit lost because small owners don't look into those things because it's a lot different, right? Like, so like what I was meaning in the fact was that, when I would run someone's kitchen and a mistake would happen, it's a lot different than when it's your own business. And personally, that's what I can say.
No,
it's not that I'm not saying that I didn't care for other people's. That's why Jill and Micah at SMV offered for me to be a partner, because I treated their money and they know it like it was my money.
Yeah.
But it's because they gave me that respect. Right? They gave me that trust. There was
no micromanaging. Yeah.
None at all.
Yeah.
Like I remember, hey, we would change the menu almost fucking daily at SMV.
Yeah.
And that was it was such a high, you know what I mean? Everyone's on board. Everyone was like this. But then you go to other places where they don't give a fuck about it. Like they don't. Right? And that's the difference where when you work for somebody, when you work for someone that's like that, I hate to say it, but personally, the care wasn't there for me as much.
Yeah.
Right? Now, it also could be that I was in my active addiction. Yeah. Right? Now today as an owner, whether I stay here or I work for someone else again, I do know now how the meaning of every penny counts.
Mm-hmm.
So if I was to work for somebody else, I would completely understand, like, yo, like, we can't be doing this. We can't, like, you just...
Like, you'd be more careful with it.
100%. And it's not that I wasn't careful about it.
Yeah.
But I also knew that a mistake's not going to cost a small business like mine as much of an issue if it's a large business.
Yeah.
Right? So me losing $1,000 in a week is huge. But when your restaurant makes 4, 5, 6 million in a year, $1,000 doesn't really come that.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
It does, of course.
Okay, cool. Because I'm like, I don't know if I'm just saying dumb shit, but right?
No, you make complete sense.
Yeah.
Hey, side note, what are we drinking here today?
Oh,
What'd you give us?
So we got D&D passion fruit lemon hop water.
Sweet.
Yeah,
it's really good. It's really good.
It's solid, honestly. We get it actually manufactured down in Hamilton by this awesome guy, Kevin, at Aqua Nova.
Sweet. No booze, nothing. Just like sparkling water.
Sparkling hot water. No added sugar. In case you want to know. But
get it here.
Yeah, so it's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
We got a bunch of them.
I distracted you there.
All good.
Yeah, my ADHD.
It's all good. All good.
But tell me what you miss most from a busy kitchen to now being like you're in your closing season. You're closing up shop for about 2 months. Dead of winter.
I miss the crew.
You miss the squad.
I do.
You miss the commodity.
I love it because everybody's so different. I love it. You have a relationship with this person. You have one with this person. Every relationship is different.
Yeah.
Every personality is different. But I do miss that whole, getting through service. You do 150 covers. You fucking crushed it. Not one dish came back. Everything came up all at the same time. Everything looked pretty. Everything, And then after service, like, good fucking job. Well done. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're talking to your crew. Everyone's looking good. The shutdown's even better. Everyone you can see scrubbing a little harder because they're so happy.
Togetherness too.
Right? You have the music playing. In my kitchens, we play music no matter what. Right? So after service, obviously.
Of course.
Right? But, you turn up the music. Like, I miss even, getting a couple pitchers of beer. Right? And then while it's shut down, everybody just chills, has a nice beer, scrubs down.
That anymore, though. We can't do that anymore.
I don't know how things have gone now, but that's what we used to do, right?
Yeah.
I do miss that for sure, right? I love seeing in people's eyes, like cooks, when they taste something they've never tasted or never thought that this would match with this, and they're just like, holy shit, that is wicked. Yeah. Right. I do miss that for sure. Yeah. I miss the warmth. With this place, how cold it is. Right now? Yeah, I'm freezing. My toes are numb. Are you cold?
No, I feel nice.
Do you?
I feel like I've climatized.
Oh, no. My toes are numb.
I'm great. I'm in my happy space today. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I do miss that. I just miss, I miss that stuff. I miss coming into the kitchen before anyone else and just hearing the quiet, right? Just seeing, like, the nice stainless steel looking all clean and everything to, like, everyone coming in the opener. Okay, chef, I got to turn on, get the stocks on, hearing the bones coming out of the, onto a sheet tray, putting it in the, like, all that stuff.
That's
I miss.
so cool.
I miss all that.
So now, one-man show right now.
Yep.
Yeah. What's the point if you're like, you can't afford the labor right now? Yep. There's nothing
going on.
Mm-hmm. But, like, business-wise, like, doing great.
We're
doing this year. You crushed it.
Our first year for sure. Well, we had only been open April 1st. So what's that? 9 months. That's all we've been open.
Huge.
Right. Huge. And we've had a successful. And again, like we talked earlier, right? And a huge part of that for sure is because Dined in 519 came in and he did that. What would it be? Video, I guess, on us.
Yeah.
Because he came in before we even opened. And the day we opened, April 1st, no bullshit. Fucking just packed of vehicles.
Were you like culture shocked? You're just like, what?
My fiance was like, hey, Dennis, like, I don't know if they're here for us, but the parking lot's full.
They've come.
Right? Yeah. And we're just like, oh, okay, well, we're good. Yeah. And we're like, yeah, we smoked 2 briskets, we're fine. Fuck no. I think our first day open, we sold out in like 45 minutes.
That's beautiful.
Yes and no. Because again, smoking, we can't just throw something on and in 2 hours we're ready to go again. Right? So the downfall is you have to wait all that time just to make sure your meats are ready for.
Now you got to turn away business.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah.
That must have hurt you a little bit.
100. Well, yes and no, because a small shack and we're bringing in what we are per day. We're like, okay, let's not be greedy either.
Yeah.
But there was a lot of people not content coming and being like, how are you sold out at 1? Right?
Yeah.
So, to educate, I've learned in my career actually to educate people on certain things is hard, right? Because you don't want to make them feel like they're stupid. But at the same time, you got to sometimes educate people on certain things, right? Of why this is what happens or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
So, yeah, now, first year was great. Now we're into January, February. It's a little bit of, January anyway, right? So we're not at the location right now. We're working at a Relish Cooking Studio downtown. So right now we're at Relish. Yeah. So we're at Relish Cooking Studio right now. But we also locked down Sweet and Savory Pie Uptown Waterloo.
Yeah.
Right? So that'll be...
I wish you all the best.
Thank you.
For sure.
But that place about that is that is 5 days a week, and we will be doing lunch and dinner.
Yeah.
Right? So at Relish right now, we're only doing lunch, only 3 days a week. So we will expand to there, but then obviously we'll be back here in April to reopen again.
April 1st.
Hopefully, yeah, if the weather allows.
Your open day now, like April Fool's.
If it allows me to, yeah, I'll do it every year. That'd be awesome. It all depends on the pipes, right? It's a little shack, so got to make sure nothing's
Of course,
frozen.
Nothing's broken.
Yeah, nothing so far.
That's the niche you bring, though. Like, the niche you bring is that, like, there's not many shops like you around, especially for what you're doing.
And in our area, too.
Yeah.
Right? So we're fortunate there for sure. It just sucks where, there's nothing worse than when you can't get somebody the food that you're proud to serve, right? So that's where it sucks when it comes to these winter months. Yeah. Because especially with how December was, I didn't expect all that snow and all that shit. So, that was
huge. Yeah, that was a good snowfall.
December 1st. Yeah. It started right away, right? So, but we're excited to get to Sweet and Savory Pie. Relish is going to go well. And then we'll be back out here in April 1st.
And then many more to come.
Yeah, hopefully. Well, Sweet and Savory Pie will be year-round.
Perfect.
That one will be year-round.
Great contract to get.
Yeah.
Okay, so you in the past and you in the present, like, you didn't leave things very well back then. Now, being a business owner, you go in, you're setting the right impressions, you're getting to know folks. What are those relationships like nowadays? What are relationships for you now in general?
Well, they're just so different as I'm the face of my business.
Do you ever feel like, you ever get those, like, I get these feelings sometimes of, like, me in the past and me now. And so that person I was, you ever get those feelings like the icks almost, like I was that person? And that person
still comes out. Right?
Does it?
I'm 100%. I'm human.
Yeah.
Right? I'm going to still have my arrogance some days. I'm still going to have my ego some days. I'm still going to be self-conscious some days. I'm still going to be, all of these things still will come out. But my relationships today compared to how I was is that I try not to be a dishonest person like I used to be.
Yeah.
I used to be crazy dishonest, right? Lie, get anything I want.
It started from culinary school.
And
there we go, right?
On. Yeah.
You just had to. You didn't have a choice.
Yeah.
It's like a vicious cycle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? So relationships now, though, it's nice because I've been open about this, right? So a lot of relationships that I had burned, and there was a lot.
Like amends,
right? For sure. Yeah. And a lot that I had burned. A lot. And I'm fortunate enough now to say that a lot of those people that I... they opened their hearts too and allowed me to come and, make my amends. And they allowed me to continue to talk to them today. They could just be like, go fuck yourself.
Definitely shout out to the people giving second chances.
100%.
Shout out to the people giving second chances.
Right. And there's this one chef.
They need you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because they help rebuild ourselves too.
Yeah.
Right.
And your self-esteem as well.
100%.
And like letting that shame and guilt go.
Yeah.
I think the hardest thing for me before is like the guilt and shame. Like, I didn't like walking around with my head up, right? Because I was so ashamed of all the things I had done. And today, I can actually look at you in the eyes like we are. You can tell a confidence.
And talk to you, right? I might look away here and there just because I'm thinking, right? But 90% of the time, I feel like such a good person that I can.
I was wondering why you were looking away. I had something on my face.
Just your eyes blow me away. That's why.
I just want to say I shocked you today when I told you my age and you told me your age.
Yeah.
I just want to say thank you. You make me feel really good.
And you make me feel old. So
you make me feel really good, sweetie. My skin regimen, hot kitchens.
You're doing great. You're doing great.
Water.
Yeah. No, you're doing great.
No nutrition. I love fasting. 12 hours a day.
Wow.
It's my favorite thing.
Yeah. That's what I don't miss.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually that being kitchen 12, 14, 16 hours and not eating.
But that's like your own personal choice. I find that it's my own personal choice. There's so much time in the day where I can be like, I'm going to take this break. I'm going to do this. I think for me, where I work, I eat on the go. So I'm constantly tasting something. I'm constantly checking something. And so...
But to take down, like I think sorry to interrupt you.
No, it's not.
But for all the younger cooks too, though, right? They got to take care of yourselves.
Yeah.
Go take your lunch break if you can.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Go sit down. Go change your socks. If you're working 12 hours, I promise you, 6 hours into your shift, those socks are gross.
Yeah.
Do all those things today. Like when you're a younger cook.
Swamp feet.
Oh, man, it's so gross. Like it is. I remember working shifts and getting home and walking and fucking leaving wet marks on my floor because my socks were so wet.
But like, it's on your leaders, right? In the room to like encourage that. Like my favorite thing to say, or my favorite thing along the way I've learned through friends of mine and people that were in the industry, it was like, in order for the car to move, you got to put fuel in, right?
Yeah.
And think of yourself as a vehicle that drives everything, right? So like, I'm always constantly like making sure like, hey man, like, you're not yourself today. Have you eaten today? Have you drinking water? Like, why are you this way?
Yeah.
Like, why are you feeling this way? And so you're not taking care of yourself. Stop looking at me because my regimen looks differently.
Yeah.
You know?
But do you ever remember I was asking you that?
What?
Are you okay? Did you eat today? Do you need to take a break?
I don't know. I don't even remember what happened yesterday.
I never ever would last.
I had some great folks along the way. Like definitely. Like I don't think I would have lasted as long as I did if I didn't surround myself with some good folks. And like the idea of believing like leaving something better than you found it, it's been my pivotal moment of my life. And like making sure that like never burn a bridge, because hospitality is a small
100%
community.
I agree with you.
As big as we are, we're a small community. Chefs call chefs.
Yeah.
Cooks call. You know what I mean?
100%.
People will always remember how you treated them.
Yep.
And there's some guilt and shame around who I was in the past, but like I feel good about me today, and like nothing can take me down.
I'm actually glad you said that. Because this is my chance.
What did I say?
Well, just to me, to be like, to any cooks that work for me, sorry for, how I was as well.
Yes, say that to them, not me. I'm good with you.
Sorry. No, I do regret a lot, because there's a lot of cooks out there that are just so talented, but, you just, certain things you let get over you, right? And I wish nothing but the best for cooks that have worked with me, 100%. And I hope nothing but huge success for them.
Great.
But I also do apologize to you guys, to everybody. I was even the worst with front of house people, so I'm sorry to all of you. Right? And that's the thing too, is and you know what, I hate to say, it's not who I was.
Yeah.
Right? And today I feel proud to be able to say that I do feel bad for
and you feel good saying that. Like there's no like, oh man, like I'm grateful that you can like acknowledge that. That's growth. That's huge.
Yeah.
That's huge.
And but
I feel like, but like people in general, you're a part of someone's journey and they're part of your journey.
Yeah.
So if you feel like you needed to say that, then you did. And I appreciate your vulnerability there, because there's a lot of folks or a lot of people that aren't there yet. Right.
Yeah.
And so I appreciate that. So like definitely.
Well, that's what the program is.
Keep going. Yeah. Right? Keep going and like, keep coming back.
Yeah. Yeah. No doubt. Yeah.
Keep coming back.
Yeah.
And just because like, I'm not like 100% into that program yet. You practice. I still have those tools. 100%. I still have that recovery behind me. And so I'm always proud of who I've become.
Yeah.
And so it's funny, like, we're like, how do you like go out to establishments where people are always drinking and using? I'm like, that's not me. Yeah. And I don't judge others for where they're at in their life. Yeah. You know?
So, people can normally.
Yeah.
I just can't.
There's they say, what do they say? It's like normies versus us.
Yeah. Right. And we're normal in all aspects.
I feel like I am normal.
Yeah, same. Right. But that's the thing too. I'm not going to go anywhere, like you said. I'm not going to not go somewhere because there's alcohol.
Yeah.
Right. In any kitchen, that's all I work with. This one I don't, because I don't need booze here right now. Right. But I've never been like, I'm not going to go MIA just because I've seen it. Right. So.
Let's touch on that now that you feel some guilt and shame around it.
Okay.
Seriously, did you have toxic kitchens?
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about what you were exposed to and then what you help expose to. Like, you know what I'm talking about? Like, I saw something from one of my mentors and I did the same thing. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just giving you an example. Like, what era of cooking did you grow up in? And was there like plate throwing, pan throwing, spoon throwing? Or was it like more harmful words? Or was it like things that you saw that you felt like they weren't okay? Like looking back now in your recovery.
No, I think it's the same way that I'd been in kitchens. It's just, it was a lot of harsh words and a lot of like don't fuck around. Like, I didn't see any pants thrown in my career.
Yeah.
Not that I can say I did. And if it was one of those like, fuck, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like not
passive
like
aggressive.
Yeah. Yeah.
I dear chefs, time out for a minute. Dear fucking chefs, stop being so passive aggressive because your energy speaks volumes.
Yeah.
I don't like when people fling pans or like aggressively put pans. These young folk are always reading into that. Please be mindful of how you conduct yourself as a leader. Please be mindful. You are a mentor to young minds. And not only that, like A and B are having a conversation. C, D, E, F, G are watching.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's not.
Yeah. I remember one chef telling me straight up, he's like, I own you. And you know,
that is so harmful.
Yeah. Shit like that. Right. And I never got to that point. I did definitely, and that's where I apologize, probably said some shit that was a little aggressive, but I know for sure I never said, you know, you're a piece of shit. I was never like that kind of guy.
Yeah.
Right. I truly believe that for every time I got upset, I thought it was fair. Now, did I excessively get upset? Maybe, but I never went and got mad at somebody because they came in and just did something, you know what I mean? Like minor. I always thought I was fair about why I got upset about things. And I feel like if I was ever wrong and they approached it, I would man up and say, fuck, my bad.
Yeah.
Right? But I didn't grow up in that era. I grew up more of just like, where the fuck is this? Where's this? You know, that kind of stuff. Hurry the fuck up. Let's go. Hey, like, you know, like if it's not perfect, get the fuck out of my kitchen. That's what I grew up in. But I didn't grow up in any of that pan throwing shit.
What I just heard though, like I heard some cool things that you were just saying. I want people to start challenging that. If someone says some shit to you, just fucking say it. Just call them out. Ask them, like, did you mean it this way? Just be honest.
Yeah.
Because sitting with those feelings and taking them home, I don't encourage that.
Yeah.
I don't encourage that at all. You should be able to, once you leave your workplace or your place of creating, you should leave it at that door and pick it back up. Because working in hospitality, you have two separate lives. You have your life in the restaurant or in the venue or event space or shops, whatever. And then you have your life at home. If some advice I give, if home life is terrible, when you get to those doorsteps of where you're going to go work, leave them at that doorstep. This is where you start fresh. Vice versa. If your workspace is toxic, leave it at that door, pick it back up when you come back. And so you almost have two lives, right? The ability to turn that off when you can, I really encourage that.
Yeah.
And also, next time someone's like being super aggressive, challenge the shit out of that. See how vulnerable they feel with you.
Yeah. But also, if I can give advice to cooks,
of course,
if you fuck up, man up.
Always.
And say that you fucked up.
Always.
Don't push it on somebody else. You know what I mean? That is one thing.
That? Like, but so
and especially when they're not even there. But if they're not even there, hey, why is this risotto overcooked? Well, chef, the other person prepped it. Why wouldn't you just say, chef, I fucked up, it's overcooked? Let me start a new one.
Own it.
Right? Exactly. Right? Man up on that shit. Like, that bothers the hell out of me.
My favorite thing is, like, when they try to play the chefs against each other, like, because they're not in the room.
Oh, hell yeah.
Like, so-and-so said, I can only use this amount of ounces of this or grammage. And I'm like, they did? That's weird, because we actually have these meetings that sound differently.
Yeah.
And so I'm not being confrontational. I'm just trying to get proper communications. And so I will be like, give me 1 second. I'll go grab them.
For sure.
And so when you do that, it's a different experience.
Yeah. And that's when you're starting to work in a brigade, right? Where you have a junior sous, a senior sous, executive sous, CDC, right? And then they're like, well, and that's the other thing too, though. Like, some of them need to get more on page, because I did work at a place where the junior sous would be like, no, add butter here. And then the senior sous would come in, no, add it here. And then the executives, do you know what I mean? They'd all tell us 3-5 different places.
It's important you speak the same language and be united because you're in a leadership role, right?
Yeah,
and
for sure.
You need to look organized and you need to look like you can communicate.
Well, and everything comes from the top.
Yeah.
If your kitchen's unorganized, it's because you as the leader are letting it happen.
Absolutely.
That's my belief anyway, right? But you did say something that I wanted to say. Oh, no. The fact of, well, this is what I loved about kitchen. Sorry. And the one thing I did is that when I was at home or when I was living that lifestyle or whatever, whenever I went into a kitchen, it was a whole new world for me. I loved it. I loved being there because I could let go of my life problems.
Yeah.
Right.
The reset. Yeah.
It was. And I was around other cooks. Cooking gave me a high like alcohol did. Right? Like it made me feel so just on top of the world. Like if I wasn't cooking, I wasn't happy. And that's a problem. You can't rely on food and cooking to be your world. You can't, from my experience. Right? Because I remember I'd be at work, I'd be so, fucking right. Yeah. And then leaving work being like, what's my purpose?
Yeah.
What am I going to do with my life? What am I going to do with my day? That's why I would spend so much time at work because I felt needed. Right? So that's a bad position to be in as well.
Yeah, it doesn't feel good.
No.
It doesn't feel good.
No, because that being in kitchens just filled me with this. I don't even know how to explain it. It was just this, you might relate to this. When you take your first sip of booze, that feeling it gives you in your blood.
Okay.
I don't know if you know this or not, but I do. And it would just warm me up and I could feel all my blood just going through my body. That's how kitchens does. Yeah,
the adrenaline.
100%, right?
Wow.
And now today, I can separate those two things.
Family, life.
Yeah. Even though my fiance fucking hates it because I'm always talking about work.
Yeah.
But it's because I love what we do so much.
Do you take that home a lot?
Yeah, because I have no one else to talk to.
Yeah.
Right? It's just me and her. So she's just like, all we do is talk about work. I'm like, sorry, babe. Like, I have no one else to talk to. Right? So I always try to make time for us without having to do any of this part of it, right? Try to anyway. But yeah, she, not too happy some days.
My relationship's way different than yours. Like, she wants to talk about food. She wants to talk about helping create menus. She's right in there. You're like, can you stop overstepping?
Damn.
Like, sometimes I'm like, can we just turn it off for a minute? Like, there's certain, I don't really want to use names and stuff, but like, there's certain shows and like documentaries of like food she wants to watch all the time. And I'm like, I just came from there. I want to be able to turn off the switch. And so it's cool seeing the different perspective. Like, she's like, we're always talking about food.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, like my partner's right invested. Like she drives me, she pushes me, she like shows me like, hey, what do you think of this? And can I tell you something funny? Most people think I go home and I cook. In my house, I'm the junior student. I'm the line cook.
Yeah.
She's the executive chef. Like she'll be like, don't touch that. Don't season that. That's where she's like, it's perfect the way it is. And I never overstep. I let her take the wheel. And I love that for me.
You know what's great?
What?
She doesn't like cooking for me.
Yeah.
Because she thinks I judge too much.
I never do.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is great. What is it? And she'd be like, are you kidding me? It's just lasagna. I'm like, okay, great. This is wonderful.
Yeah.
And so knowing when to not overstep. Like, you know what I mean? Like, remember that switch I talk about? I literally turn it off and I make sure I let her have the time she needs as well.
Like,
And so I hope she doesn't watch this, but she watches everything. Like, if I think it needs a little bit more salt, I'm going to shut my mouth up.
Oh, do you? I know. That's my problem.
I'm grateful.
I fucking need to learn to then.
There's a hot plate in front of me.
Yeah.
I didn't have to do nothing towards it.
No
Thank you so much, Chef. Thank you so much. And we'll do like a list of gratitude things. I'm like, can I give you 3 things I'm grateful for today? And she'd be like, absolutely. I'm like, I'm grateful for this hot food. I'm grateful for you cooking. I'm grateful for you doing the groceries. I'm grateful that you hold us together when there's moments when I'm not so in this house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Fucking tips there. I'm ready to take it
man,
ahead.
Take a step back.
No, you're right. You're right. No, I do. Right. It's just,
and it's just a different perspective too. You don't need to be executive chef Dennis at home. You could just be dad.
But it also could be that, partner. As a kid too, growing up, right? I'd come home with like 85% on a test. Yeah. My dad would always be like, you can do better. Right? So it could just be happening.
There's like some backstory to that one, eh?
Yeah, some trauma, eh? That's probably
We're slowly plugging away.
No. Is this a therapy session?
Yeah. Damn. Honestly, people do feel like that about me.
Yeah.
And I don't like that.
No, it's great.
I didn't study therapy. I didn't
but you make us feel comfortable.
Good.
Right? And you're being vulnerable as well. Talking about your story, right?
Oh, yeah.
Because I didn't know about your story.
Oh.
Until today.
Man, I knew there was something there because, like, we know each other, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy that we find each other in places that we don't think we're in.
Yeah.
And so I, like, can look at you and be like, there's a story there.
Well,
I want to get to know more and, like, let me in.
Yeah.
Let's be vulnerable together. Let's talk.
well,
Because there's so many people that can relate to this, right?
100%.
More than you think.
More than we think.
More than you
100%.
think.
And that's why I hope that, you know, whoever does watch this, that they know that there is an end to that
There's a
pain
light
and
at the end of the
suffering.
tunnel, yeah.
There is, right? And just reach out. Like, even for me, if you don't know me, find my Instagram and reach out. Like,
find it. We're gonna plug you in.
There you go.
It's gonna be easy
You know?
to find.
Yeah.
You're gonna be a resource to those coming.
Yeah, and don't
so am I.
hesitate.
So
Yeah.
might as well.
Yeah, don't hesitate at all. Reach out.
Use me as a beacon for
Yeah,
sure.
whatever, right? Because that's how it happened for me. Right? So that's my job too, is to put that out there, right?
I'll give you an example. I think it was like, I want to say like 3-4 years ago. I was in a different space and there was this cook and there was something about this cook I recognized in myself, and I was just like, and I just started talking to him more. And I was like, so, do you practice anything outside of here? And then they were freely opening up. They're like, yeah, like, I go to such and such program and I practice these steps, and that's why I'm this person today. And I was like, keep coming back.
Yeah.
Smokes. Thank you for being here because I need you.
Yeah.
Vice versa. We need each other.
Yeah.
I think that a lot of people do mask, and there's a lot of things they need to dig deep. And I'm not somebody's therapist. I'm just telling you my experience, my journey.
For sure.
And this is where I'm at today.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I do appreciate you. Anything I missed today? Anything you want to talk about?
No, I think it was a good conversation. I enjoyed myself.
No, I enjoyed being here, and I enjoyed all the presents. I enjoyed this. I can't wait. I'm gonna keep coming back.
Yeah.
I appreciate that, and I would love to like hang out in the summer and see like.
For sure. We'll figure it all out, and I think doing maybe a nice collaboration.
Whatever you want. Like, I'm here to support my local business. I'm here to give you your piece of pie looks great over here. You know what I mean?
It's not bad.
I see the diamond in the rough, but like, it's beautiful. It's beautiful and it's gorgeous.
Wait till the summer when the patio's set up. Yeah, that's where it's a lot nicer, right?
I'm so excited to eat.
Yeah.
I ate with, you were at a shop recently.
Yeah.
You don't have to say their name because it's an upcoming episode.
Okay.
But yeah, you were cooking in there.
Yeah.
And I was like,
yo. That's where I ran into you there.
I was like, yo, that's Chef Denis Hernandez. I'm going to go say that.
Yeah.
Vice versa.
Well, I'm glad you did. Yeah, I did too.
Of course. Yeah. I wanted to always like connect and like see you and connect. I knew there was a connection we had.
For sure.
Whether it's our story or our journey.
Yeah. And
I'm grateful for the person you've become. I'm grateful that you recognize that you needed some apologies to make.
Yeah.
Don't ever try to brush things under the rug. Yeah. Like, always head on. You don't want it surfacing later on, right?
And the freedom you feel when you make those apologies or amends, right, it's pretty amazing. Whether they accept it or not, that's out of your control, right? But you know that if you put your foot forward and you try to make things better, you feel like such a better person. That's from my experience about that, right? So no, it's been a crazy journey.
Wait, I didn't touch on something. How do you create your menus?
What
inspires you?
Honestly, just bringing my El Salvadorian culture somehow into it.
From El Salvador.
Yeah, that's honestly what I try to do, right? So how do we make panes con pollo? How can we make that more to not so basically it's what honestly,
not so complicated. Not so
it's not that it's even complicated. Panes con pollo honestly just means bread with chicken.
Yeah.
Right? That's all it means, but it's just how do I bring my culture? How do I bring Latin twist? How do I do that into the food?
How do you honor that?
Yeah, that's really it. But simplify it so it's not too difficult, and obviously be able to write it.
Yeah.
Like, like here, the bone and lamb, right? We have a chimichurri, but we put bone marrow in it.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like, okay, how can I bring my background? Bone marrow I loved using. Yeah. Right? So, okay, let me put that in a chimichurri instead of putting some oil into it.
Of course.
Right? Kind of stuff. So that's all I try to do is how do I break down my culture and use it with what I've learned? Mm-hmm. And then the other way that I do it too is research, just people I respect, honestly, right? Menus that I see around, chefs that are in the area, like studying other chefs, there's nothing. I think that's the way to go.
What's one book you can pick from a library or a library you've seen that you would encourage people to read?
This book, it just brings me back. Honestly, it's Marco Pierre White, right? It's the one that's right there. That book just I still nothing. Even though we're doing sandwiches and things like it's the technical side of things that I still love.
You still need technique,
right.
Right.
So even preparing things, right, just making sure that you're doing things properly. Yeah. So sorry about getting off camera.
No problem.
But I wanted to grab that book because I think that book for me is
one of the biggest books you want, like that you live by.
Yeah, I do. Right, yeah. Because I can always do a twist in whatever he's done in there with my kind of stuff. Yeah.
So we talked about where you're headed for the slow season, where partnerships you're doing. Any like future wish list partnerships you want to work on?
Well, the one thing that I spoke to you is that we're doing DASO, right? So it's a domestic abuse service Oxford, which will be out of Woodstock. That'll be January 24th. That one I'm super excited about. And for future ones, honestly, it's for chefs that I like really respect, like you, that would love to do like collaborations with and have fun.
That's awesome.
And just even bring cultures together.
So excited.
You know, your background, my background. Yeah, let's do something and just have fun. I love as much as I can because of the person that I was. You know, my goal is to try to do as much charity as I can this year. Give back. And that's why I'm doing Woodstock, because that's where I'm from, and I did nothing but help.
Why did you pick domestic violence? Why? What? Sorry, this might
the domestic abuse.
No, but yeah, like why would that be? Like, not to question it at all. And I just want a backstory. Yep. Like, this is the charity you chose. Is it close to home for you? Like,
no, the reason we chose this is because a friend of mine in Woodstock that I'm doing this collaboration with, he really supports that cause.
Okay.
Right? Now, I want to give back however I can. And the thing is that the company that we're doing it with it doesn't get a ton of funding.
Yeah.
So we want to help out the small guys like we are.
Okay, let's plug them in. Like, is it open to the public?
Yeah, DASO. So it's Domestic Abuse Services Oxford.
Yeah.
Right? Check their website out. Go on their Instagram. You can donate to them through any means, right?
We will right after this for sure.
Yeah, like, and that'd be amazing.
Try to get the day off so we can head down.
To have you guys there would be fun, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, that's my goal for this year, right? Is to create more awareness. The one that I want to do this year is for dementia. Right, my grandmother is now past that. She's like, So that is one that I want to do this year as much as I can. But yeah, that's it. Just to keep going, making interesting, fun food for everybody for next year.
You know what I learned today for me? I learned that it's never too late to say sorry. It's never too late to give back. It's never too late to invest in yourself. I learned a lot today. One question I like to leave off with. Actually, two. I lied. Two.
Okay.
One is, what advice would you give younger Dennis, like coming in the industry or coming up in the world? What advice would you put in a bottle and send off to the past? My favorite question.
Honestly,
number one.
And answer it now or wait for number two?
No, go ahead. We'll answer it.
Younger me to today me is Dennis. Stay humble.
Stay humble.
And listen.
Sit out.
Yeah. And just don't be a dick. Just honestly stay humble, listen. You know, people will give you advice that you may not agree with, but listen to it.
Yeah.
Honestly, that to me today is, I wish I had been more humble and not let my ego run my life.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, that's it. Just be
Great
humble.
advice. Next question. If you can be any ingredient, dry storage, fridge, by your bedside, anywhere, where would it be?
Any ingredient or any product?
You take the question how you see fit.
Okay, so that's a tough one because there's three things that come to mind right away.
Want me to give you an example? One guy said a potato.
Okay. Yeah. Well, see, mine would be foie gras.
God damn.
If not foie gras, the next one would be bone marrow.
Another foie gras guy. I love it.
I love it. I love foie. If I could put foie on my menu, I would.
Yeah, but why don't you? You own the business now. You run the show.
Maybe I will.
Okay.
Yeah.
Foie or bone marrow. Cool.
Yeah. If
Why?
not,
Why?
Potato chips.
But why foie or bone marrow?
Bone marrow because it's butter. That thing, you know what I mean? I don't know. There's nothing you can either just scoop it out of the bone and put it on bread and just eat it as is. You can put it into dressings and you can put it in a burger. You can do so much with bone marrow.
I feel like bone marrow's your one. I think bone marrow.
I love bone marrow. I love bone marrow, right? And
no, you do have it on the menu as well. Yeah,
right.
Love it. Yeah.
Now foie is what can't you do with foie personally?
Did you study like French?
No,
French
it's just
stuff?
that's the style I fell in love with ever since Peller Estates, right?
Yeah.
Just seeing, and seeing how they did their stuff and making butters and stuff like that. And we were making ice wine butters and poaching lobster and ice wine. And I'm like, what the fuck is this world?
You were saying earlier, just before we started, that you remember the smells that you
100%
walked into your first day on the job.
Going into Peller Estates kitchen, I remember in the back door when I don't know how it is now. I don't need to describe it, but you would smell the bread because the baker would come at night and he would leave in the morning when we were all coming in. Right. And you would smell the bread. And then on the kitchen side, you could smell like the wines and you could I'll never forget that smell. Right. And foie gras.
Why not?
I can't live without foie.
Why not?
I can't, whether it be, I don't know. There's just so many different ways of making foie gras. Right. But the one thing I will do now that you've made me confident in this, I'm going to make a foie gras dish. For sure for this shack.
Don't put it on me.
Well, I have to now, and we're going to call it Honey. And that's it.
Never. Thank you, though. Yeah. That's an honor. But that's awesome. Thank you for having us. Or thank you for letting us come into your space.
No, don't. Yeah.
Thank you for letting us move things around. That was fun. Yeah. I appreciate this. Like, humble beginnings. Like, you had a lot of advice to give, and I'm so grateful because
thank you.
People like myself need folks like you.
We
to
need
be
each other.
Honest and transparent and vulnerable, because if we don't have that, we don't got nothing. We have nothing behind us. It's Hani, the podcast, Denis Hernandez. Thank you for being here. We appreciate you. Thank you for the goodies. Can't wait to see your journey. Can't wait to partner up soon. Thanks again.
Of course. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.